Most days when you wake up, you aren't expecting to do something that's just going to kill you on the inside. Something that you swore to yourself that you would never do. Now, going forward, it might be hard to look at yourself in the mirror, just knowing what you've done. Just knowing that you've let yourself down. But it's important to keep your head up. You can't blame yourself and beat yourself down, because if you do, you'll never make it back up. And being down, well, that's just no way to be. It's the only way out. It's up. Alright, what is going on, my dudes? So obviously we got jokes. We got lots of jokes for days here, but it is nice to finally have this guy up at rank 3. I have been, avoiding the rank 3 on this guy for quite a while, for a few different reasons, but when you look at the rest of my mutant roster now, it just makes sense now. It makes sense. Here's how like the conversations amongst the community typically goes when it comes to Colossus. It's like someone says, Colossus needs a full synergy team to be good. And then someone says, no, he doesn't. He just needs Omega Red. And then someone says, well, he's fine on his own. And he's fine on his own. But just with Omega, he's pretty darn good. But dude, if you can synergize this guy up with other champs that I have at rank 2 and rank 3, he is absolutely freaking insane. Absolutely insane. Now, I've said many, many, many times on this channel, many times, dozens of times, that the mutant class, whether you like it or not, is about team building. That's how you use the mutant class. You look at Apocalypse, you look at Professor X, you look at Magneto, the white one. It's about team building. Those are 3 of the most influential champs in the game, especially for solo content. You can't bring a full synergy team in to Alliance Quest and Alliance War, content like that. But for questing, you can. There's nothing stopping you whatsoever. And when you have a champion who's capable of plowing everything down, including the boss and the lane, and the support champions are 2 of arguably the top 5 mutant champs in the game, Apocalypse and Professor X, it's not impractical or bad. So I can't sit here and call the mutant class the team building class and then also not rank up Colossus because he likes to be on a team, because that doesn't make any sense and that would be hypocritical, right? So we have a lot of content today. Like I said, if I was going to rank up Colossus, I was going to do it for real. I was going to make it good, and I was going to have some fun with it, man. So we really utilized this mutant roster for this video in a bunch of different ways, and we're going to talk about that really quickly of synergies that we used and whatnot in this video. So this is like the Colossus team when I think of Colossus. You can. There's an argument for like bringing in Juggernaut, who gives like plus 1% attack per armor up, but that's dumb in my opinion, because Juggernaut's awful and these 4 champions are great, right? So these champions do so much for Colossus, and ideally the stipulation here is that there has to be a mutant on the path for Apocalypse to take advantage of without Cable on the team. Okay, so you can make right away. You can make him a Horseman, and if you don't want to make him a Horseman, look at this, plus 15% attack rating for each mutant on the team, excluding himself, so you're good to go with Apocalypse, right? This is a big one for him. Colossus, plus 2% attack rating for each armor up buff, and well-timed blocks grant an armor buff. That is really big for Colossus, no doubt about it. Professor X, plus 25% special attack damage for each Cerebro charge. This one is absolutely enormous, man, for all mutants, especially if you're on the Suicide Masteries. Start each fight with 1 indefinite, is it? All mutants, plus up to 72% poison resistance. Absolutely crazy. In Colossus, you start each fight with 1 indefinite armor up buff, granting plus 50% armor rating. And over here, it's good for Emma Frost, gain up to plus 30% increased critical rating, scaling with Emma's power meter. That's really good. And then down here, I believe we just have over here with Colossus, plus 2% increased power gain for each armor up buff. Now, that's amazing. You guys know I've been super into that Mojo plus 7% combat power rate synergy, right? This is even better. And it's actually kind of freaking crazy what it does for Colossus, man. Now, that synergy is absolutely amazing, but there are some other options as well, and one of them is Magneto down here. Now, Magneto, plus 8% attack rating because he's a hero, and plus 10% ability accuracy because he's metal. Okay? And then over here, check this out. Magneto's Atomic synergy gains plus 25% potency, and then for Apocalypse, 30% prowess potency for Horseman. And then over here, for Colossus as well, opponents nullify and stagger effects suffer minus 65% ability reduction. Also, with Magneto X, defeating villain champs grant an additional persistent charge. So when I say that the mutant class is about team building, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about, man. There's also, you could bring in Red Magneto as well, who gives you, look, mutants landed strikes during special attacks gain plus 12% attack rating, plus critical damage, plus attack. There is just literally so much that you can do with the mutant class for team building. And when you team build properly, it is actually freaking insane. Literally insane how good it becomes. So without further ado, we're about to jump in today, and I'm pretty sure you guys know how we're about to start. Now, I talked about, team building, and I talked about the potential, right? I talked about how much I don't love Colossus on his own or just with Omega Red. The title of this video is Ultimate Showcase. I don't think it's really worth making a video of Colossus with a few synergy partners doing a couple things. It's boring. Nobody cares. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be making all of these fights absolutely insane mega mutant team building fights, 4 prowess charges on Professor X, Horseman Colossus, Emma Frost or White Magneto or Red Magneto as well. We're going to be plowing through quite a bit of content today, very efficiently. So, up first, we're going to be starting with the champion. Now, by the way, Colossus is a wonderful contender for a 200% mutant boost. That actually might be too much sometimes. 150% is more than enough for this guy. But for 90% of this video, we're not going to be using it. We're going to be using it in, I think, one fight and some Labyrinth content, just to show you how crazy he could get with that in there. So don't even worry about that for now. That's for a later thing. So basically, what I want to do here is just kill the champion really quickly. Just like that. Just like that. Did you miss it? You may have missed it. Let's go back and watch that again, because I think I missed it too. So essentially here, the plan was maybe get close to Special 3, do a Special 2, and then maybe, do another Special 2. But instead, I just killed him with one Special 2. Now, that was pretty good. Let me ask you a question. If I told you that I lost this fight, would you believe me? I've done this fight against the champion over 100 times, probably. Over 100 times. I've never, ever experienced an AI against the champion boss like this. I could have redone it very easily, but I couldn't believe the AI here. He has me in the corner. He won't throw his specials. He finally clips me with it. And I think it's so funny how we traded Special 2 nukes between each other. So I wanted to leave that in. A, because that first Special 2 was just absolutely monstrous. And B, because I thought it was funny. So yeah, Colossus is actually really good for this last 10% and the champion boss in general. I like Colossus's spacing animations when it comes to dexing the prowesses and the size of his character model. At the end of the day, when they're making champions, they don't test them against this last 10% always, right? So the way it works in the game with hitbox is that you really want a champion who has a nice size against the champion when he's throwing his special attacks. You can get that dex window easily. Like, for example, I did by Professor X just a few weeks ago, and he's so small that the last 10% took me like 3 minutes to do because I just could not get a dex off because of how small he was in his spacing. But Colossus has a really great character model size for that. So that special 2 was just absolutely insane, right? And like I said, ultimate showcase. We have some ultimate builds in this video, some ultimate team building setups in this video. But let's see how he does with just Omega Red, my newest rank 3 champ. All right, pretty decent right away, right? Pretty decent when you get some nice crits on the heavy attack. He's a tanky dude. You know, we got those armor up buffs, but just in general, man, Colossus just excels with team members, because when you have multiple #X-Men champs on the team, you get +2 indefinite armors at the start of the fight for everyone you get. But here comes the special 2, and as you can see, none of it crit, and it did for about 45-50k total, which is a far cry away from the 400,000 special 2 that we just watched against the champion boss, no doubt about it. But regardless, Winter Soldier is down below 50% health, and we're less than 40 seconds in. So it's not as flashy without the full team, right? But it's still decent. That last bit crit for 80k. That's one thing about Colossus, that until he's super duper ramped up, which happens relatively quickly, you're kind of at the mercy of crit RNG. If you crit right away, you're gonna have a good time. But otherwise, he's pretty decent. And now here's the thing. This kill right here was about a 60-second Winter Soldier kill. From a rank 3, about 45 hits or so. That was really good. That was definitely really, really good. But like I said, guys, team building. How much better can we make it? And why don't we test it out against Wolverine? Not even Black Panther, who I could have done this on, who could have been a much more fair comparison to Colossus. This is probably going to be very unfair, right? Because Wolverine is just going to be regenerating everything. And I must just want to be showcasing that Colossus is bad, because I'm biased towards not liking Colossus, right? That's what I'm doing here. That's got to be it. Because look at Wolverine, he's at 100% health here. So obviously it's just, I'm not being fair. But I don't know. Let's go for a special 2. Now let's just see what happens here. Fully ramped up with the full team. Oh, okay. That was a nice, solid, almost 300k special 2. Oh, and that was not too bad on the heavy there. But let's see what this heavy does, though. Oh, a 50k at the end. Okay. So it looks like that was actually pretty kind of decent. So you can see the difference between Colossus with just Omega and Colossus with the whole kitchen sink with the mutant class. He's unbelievable. When you have the Horseman ability, I love the Horseman ability because on the special 2, you have like a 50% chance, I believe that's what it is, per armor up to double it. Right? You have that 50% chance, and that gives you more attack rating on your special 2, or more like crit damage rating, something like that. I forget the exact terminology of what exactly it does. But the plus 30% offensive ability accuracy from the Horseman ability is going to add to that, not even to mention the prowess that you get from Apocalypse and an additional prowess from Magneto House of X if you have him along too, and not to mention plus 100% special damage from a fully ramped up Professor X. So as you can see, when you have a champion like Colossus, where most of your damage comes from an absolutely mega special 2, all of those things really fit nicely in for Colossus, okay? So let's start jumping into some more endgame bosses today. This was 6.3 Havok, okay? Now, 6.3 dropped about a week or so, maybe a month after Colossus's buff. And Colossus was just the best option for this guy. Hands down, man. Not many people had a rank 5 Colossus. I remember Panda Man Pete did. And he was doing a legend run, and he was like, dude, I was talking to him, he was like, dude, Colossus was so good for Havok. And I was like, really? He was like, yeah, dude. So I remember I used Warlock, and he was fine. He was fine for it, but Colossus just like claps this guy, man, like it's nothing. And you're gonna notice that the play style when you're using Colossus very often is like get to the special 2 and then like win, right? It's very similar to a Corvus, Cosmic Ghost Rider type situation where he's a get to the special 2 and win champ when you can support him with the team. right? Now, Colossus has the passive Fury on the heavy attack. I hate it. I wish he didn't, because I don't like doing the parry heavy thing. And you don't need to. You don't... Because look at this. I didn't have that Fury here. I didn't have that Fury for the special. Prime example, dude. Prime example. No Fury. So, if you're doing, like, you know, cat event quest or side quest or stuff like that, yeah, you parry heavy, you're going to win very quickly. You're doing like 40k heavies fresh out of the gate just with Omega Red, right? The Fury is great. Like, do it. Parry heavy special 2, and your whole special 2 is going to have the Fury. Do it. But you're going to see as we go on in this video, like in this fight, for example, against Mordo, right away, I can't parry heavy Mordo, and I can't get the Fury from the passive stun. You need a debuff. So there's going to be no passive Fury in this fight. And you're going to see that with Colossus, the idea of like you need to parry heavy isn't always accurate, you know? And I understand there's like many benefits to it, and many people play him that way. But for me, I see so much more benefit towards getting up to that special 2 before you go for the parry heavy, right? And just getting there. Now, with Omega Red, every parry that you do is going to give you an armor up buff. It's also, you know, going to potentially lead to an indefinite armor up buff, especially if you're at a higher Sig Colossus than my Sig 20. So a high Sig Colossus is going to ramp up in fights, longer fights, a lot easier. But this Mordo, by the way, man, I haven't even talked about this Mordo yet. You guys know him. He's one of my favorite bosses. I consider him one of the hardest bosses, right? And Colossus is doing pretty decent here. And as you can see, he's a tanky boy, and we're healing from this poison by quite a bit. So huge shout out to Professor X for helping us here. Do not go gentle here is going to give us a hard time. So Mordo's dead, but we got to get rid of these do not go gentle charges. I don't know why I'm not taking a lot of damage back. I don't know if that's bugged, but regardless of that, you're going to see in this video a few times, we're going to go over just how tanky Colossus can potentially be. So this is the second special 3 that we're eating from Mordo, and it was just absolutely nothing here. So at this point, I'm going to be going for my heavy attacks, right? And as you can see, there's only one more do not go gentle charge left. We're going to get rid of it and go for the special 2. And the first part, crit for 72k. So definitely not the worst at all. So up next, man, we have 6.1 Crossbones. Now, the hardest thing about Crossbones here now, after the change to Act 6, he used to have Biohazard, which Colossus benefits very highly on. Now it just has like poison 60 seconds, right? After 60 seconds, you die from poison. However, with Professor X, look at our health. We also have the mental barrier from Magneto, so that's helping a little bit, but look at our health. We're not losing 1% health per second. We are losing, I don't know, 1% health every like 3 seconds or so. And then after that initial poison is gone, we're going to be healing. So Crossbones is annoying because he shrugs our stun. I want to go for a big special 2. That's what I want to do here. So I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get it because that's what I want to do. I want to get a big special 2 with the Fury. Special 1. Stun. Shrugged it. Combo. So, we tried and tried and tried to get the stun. We finally get it, and we just plow him all the way down. Let's watch it again. Let's watch it again here. Boom. Special 2, 92k, 50k right there, another 50k. So that was about a 200k special 2, only the first part crit. Got the special 1 going, and that's it. That is just it right there, man. You don't have to get that parry heavy off. I just wanted to try and kill him with the 1 special 2. I think I did that fight immediately after I did the champion boss fight, and I was like, yo, if I can do that for every boss, that'd be kind of cool. But obviously, really good crit RNG against the champion, and also it's tough when you can't stun Crossbones easily, right? So this is Sabretooth in 6.1.1. This guy's regen is off the charts, and Colossus doesn't have a way to deal with his regen. However, he has a way to be very tanky, and that's going to go a long way in dealing with Oscillate and all of Sabretooth's Furies, along with no retreat. So we're not going to be able to like dash back freely here because of no retreat. The mental barrier synergy between Professor X and Magneto is so good because the mental barrier essentially takes just the brunt force of all the damage until it's gone. So now Sabretooth is down to 30% health, and he's regenerating most of what we do. But I'm saying to myself, if I can get to a special 2, we're probably going to be good to go. I'm taking the fight kind of slow because of Oscillate here, right? And yeah, one more special 2. Can we get some crits? We can't. So that was a pretty rough special 2. That wasn't the best one. Like I said, crit RNG is going to play a decent role in how your Colossus performs, and that's just kind of the way it is. But still, only about 30 hits in is really not too bad. We got some low battery going on, but that's okay. We're going to fix that without too much issue right there. I was hoping he wasn't going to clip me after that, but that was a nice, solid, over 50k heavy attack. And at this point, this is going to be it from the basic combos. The thing with Colossus is that you can have up to 20 permanent armor up buffs. At that point, man, there's not much holding him back. So that's why it's definitely nice to have a higher SIG Colossus if you have one. I'm never going to put stones in mine, but he definitely benefits. SIG 60 is a nice sweet spot, by the way. But yeah, just keep that in mind that like we're going to do some like longer fights. We have some Labyrinth stuff. You're going to see when this guy gets to 20 permanent armor up buffs, it's absolutely freaking nutty, man. It is unbelievable because then you keep doubling them with the special 2s. So it'll go from like 20 to like 35 to like 60 to like 90 to like 110. And then you're doing like a million damage special 2. Like there's damage caps and everything. So you'll never see what it actually is. But if there's ever content, man, with like 10 million health pools with no damage cap, Colossus is going to be decent for it. With like, you know, the whole kitchen sink with Professor X and Apocalypse, no doubt about it. So yeah, this Iron Man Infinity War in 6.3, he's definitely pretty tough, no doubt about it. But as you can see, we're handling him just fine. We are healing from the poison, which is just absolutely lovely. We love that very, very much. And now we got a special 2 going. So I'm thinking to myself here, all right, I want to get a parry heavy. And I want to do it when he doesn't have any armor up buffs. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to wait for this to go away. I could have done it right there. I should have done it right there, but I have 20 armor up buffs at this point, right? We had some good RNG when it comes to converting them. Gonna go for a heavy attack. That pushed me to a special 3. Watch this special 3. Watch Iron Man's health bar. 40%. 175k special 3. I don't know if you guys will know this, but that is pretty decent for how long has this fight been going on for? 70 seconds. It's not bad. Damage-wise, not bad at all. You're better off going for the special 3, in my opinion. But what I love about Colossus is he has a nice unblockable special 2. And if you guys know me, I love unblockable specials, and I love them for a reason. I don't know if I win that fight without it. Now, obviously, I messed up towards the end. I got pushed towards the special 3. A special 2 probably would have done him just nicely. I could have, you know, not eaten a couple hits to the face and been just fine. However, he's tanky. Maybe I just wanted to show you how tanky he was, right? Maybe I wanted to show off the special 3 that lowers their crit rate so I could survive. And also, because it puts an indefinite fatigue on them. And also, I wanted to show you the organic steel that he gets on the special 3 that pretty much is like a passive unstoppable effect in a way, where I can like kind of like shrug off attacks as if I had an unstoppable buff. Pretty darn cool. So another criticism that I hear about on Colossus a lot is that he's not good against stun immune matchups. Can't do him. Can't do stun immune, right? Let's see. Let's find out here. We have this Iceman of 6.4, 6.4.1. All right? Can't stun him. But, personally, I think I like Colossus more in stun immune matchups. Now, of course, we had some terrible RNG there, no doubt about it. What you can do in stun immune matchups that you can't do in regular matchups, look at my armors. 22. With Omega Red, every time I parry, I'm going to get an armor up buff. When you have more armor up buffs for Colossus, you're going to have a better time. So, personally, I kind of like him for stun immune matchups and just chaining those special 2s as opposed to going for a nice parry heavy method, you know? So yeah, he definitely handled this Iceman pretty nicely. Didn't get the best crit RNG. There's also the protection as well. So there's a lot of stuff going against Colossus here. But, you know, one amazing thing about Colossus as well is that he has so many immunities as well. Bleed, Incinerate immunity. Is he immune to Cold Snap? I don't think he's immune to Cold Snap. I think he is immune to Cold Snap. Let's just go see. Yeah, that's why I fought Iceman. I saw the heal block and I got confused. But big shout out to Professor X for making it so that poison is not going to tick us down. Of course he's immune to Cold Snap. That's why I'm doing this fight next. And armor breaks. So, another thing in Colossus' Sig ability is that when he were to get a debuff that he's immune to, he's going to have a chance to get an armor up instead. That's really good because if you guys haven't figured it out yet, more armor's more good, right? So, this is Power Shield Aarkus. This is the hardest boss in 7.1, no doubt about it. I think back in the day, I did this fight with my 5-star Colossus for my Legend run, and I used a Mutant Power Boost, and it was like Special 2, Special 2, Special 2. It was really cool. Definitely really cool. But, yeah, pretty much gonna try to go for that same effect here. However, no power boosters whatsoever. So even without a crit, we didn't have a single crit there, which is definitely unfortunate. If we had 1 or 2 crits, Aarkus might be dead, honestly. He might be. If like the last bit crit, he might be dead right now. But no crits. As you can see, that Emma Frost energy is so good, man. Do you see how quickly we got back to a Special 2? You don't need a power boost if you have those power gain synergies with you, man. It really goes a long way. Because look at this. Look at how quickly I'm going up in power. Another thing, man, is like, yeah, the heal block is on us. But like I said, we're taking 37 per tick. See that? Nice big crit. 37 damage per tick with Professor X fully ramped up on us. And there's no Cold Snap, and there's no armor break because we're immune to it. So, I talked about ramping Colossus up quite a bit. One place where this team building shenanigan really, really shines is in Labyrinth of Legends. It is absolutely freaking unbelievable what this guy starts to do once he reaches his 20 armors, because your power gain is all the way through the roof. Your damage is through the roof. And you're chaining your Special 2s and doubling your armors, 50% chance per. Now, I have Professor X ramped up, I'm a Horseman, we have a Mega Red and Emma Frost, and we have a 200% power boost on. The power boost is not going to do anything too crazy for us because the health pools are so enormous, but they definitely help a little bit, right? Not necessary at all. But you're going to see this is 1.5 million health, man. This is 1.5 million health. Now, this is where I love Colossus, and I always have. You know, I talk badly about Colossus, and a lot of it is jokes. Because the Colossus fans are so loyal to Colossus, and I'm friends with so many big Colossus fans that it's just mostly poking fun. You can't watch this fight. It is impossible to watch this fight and genuinely think that he's not freaking ridiculous when you're able to synergize him properly. You just can't. It is impossible because you'd be lying. You can't truthfully think that. Watching the health pool just visibly drop. You're seeing the damage cap consistently go down as if you're fighting Rage, right? 2.5% health damage cap is what this looks like. I've had longer fights in this month's Cav Event Quest. This month's Nick Fury boss took me longer than every fight that I did in Labyrinth. Watch this, by the way. I'm a Frost Energy. Watch this. %5 chance per armor up to stun the opponent. So when you're at above 20 and there's no limber, you can just stun lock the opponent the entire time. And that's where, again, team building comes into play. Because you're really going to want, the Emma Frost for that. It's just nutty. So, in fact, I could have shown multiple Labyrinth fights here, but I figured I'll just make a little bit of a montage here. of just some of the coolest parts, some of the most fun, interesting parts. Look at these basic combos: 20k light attacks, 30k mediums, a monster special 2, and this is fully ramped. 47k mediums, dude. We are hitting 50k mediums here. Here I wanted to actually eat the special 2 so that I could get to my special 2 faster, but of course in Labyrinth they could stun you, so that set me back a little bit because I really wanted to get above 100 armor ups. Unfortunately, that's what that happened there, but as you can see, man, he's so effective. He's so effective for this stuff. Like, when Kabam Mike called Cyclops effective, he must have been confusing him with Colossus or something, because Colossus is actually very effective for Labyrinth when you can build him up. Now, here's the thing: when it comes to Labyrinth, there's nothing stopping you from using this team. Nothing. Nothing is stopping you from building a team around Aegon in Labyrinth. Nothing stopping you from building a team around Strife, around Colossus, around Guillotine 2099, around Hercules, all these top damage dealers. It's not impractical at all. The only prerequisite is that you have the champs. You gotta have them. You gotta have them. So here I purposely pushed him to a special 3 actually. Why? Because I have 78 armor up buffs and we're gonna eat a special 3 in Labyrinth. Let's see how tanky we are. Not the worst. Just hitting the damage cap now on non-crits too. It's not too bad, man. It's just not too bad. So I had the mutant power boost on after messing around in Labyrinth. I went through half of Labyrinth in 1 boost. So that was fun and quick. I said, let me go up against this Gwenperion here. I was planning to do this fight anyway, but I'm going to do Kang. Variant 3 Kang will be the last fight in this video. I did that one without the power boost. I said I was going to talk about power boost at the beginning of the video. I might as well show them a fight with the power boost, and this is going to be a fun one to do it on. Now, there is a 1,000,000% chance Colossus can do this fight without it. Literally 1,000,000% chance he can do it without it. But since we got it on, right, let's see what happens. Okay. So that was a pretty decent special 2. It took Gwenperion down 65%. Let's go for the special 3. Took her down another 25%, almost 700,000 health on this one. And that's pretty much gonna be it right here. So, not the worst. Definitely not the worst. 37 hits. Up next we have Kang. Now, I may have went a little overboard on the ramping up here. I wasn't really focusing too much on nuking him down, because this is variant 3 and we have 50% base attack here. All champions that aren't tech have 50% base attack. And I've been playing with Colossus for a while at this point. This is the last fight that I did for this video, the last one I filmed. And at this point, I've pretty much abandoned the parry heavy playstyle. It's something that's held me back from liking Colossus for years, and I'm just not gonna do it if I don't like it. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna use Colossus to ramp up. I want to just really ramp up. I'm not caring that I didn't crit. I'm not caring about he's gonna get his health back here in 2 seconds. I don't care. I don't care I have half my health. I don't care that I'm taking recoil damage. I'm going to get it back here. Here I'm starting to test the waters a little bit. I'm like, all right, I'm going to need some good RNG. That's what I say to myself there, because I had some armor ups, okay? But I said, you know what? I want to ramp up higher, and I want to just send this Kang back to his own time zone. So now at this point, I'm like, all right, one more selected time stream cycle, and I think I'm going to be able to get this guy down. I'm seeing I have him down at 75% health, and I made the same mistake. I made the same mistake about the debuff. I said, all right, I'm not doing that again. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I'm not going to fall for it again. All right, so at this point, I got the amount of armor I want. I got the amount of power I want. It's showtime. Not too bad. 50% base attack too. It took a while. But once we built up, it was like close to 400k special 2, 50% base attack. It's just not bad at the end of the day. It's just not at the end of the day. So, Colossus. He's now rank 3 on my account. The mutant class is super duper stacked. Got most of them up there. Pretty happy about it. I think he's pretty cool. Personally, if I were to use Colossus in a casual questing situation, I'd probably do this team. I would leave Professor X probably untouched. He might do 1 or 2 fights, depending on the lane. But if I want to go into a quest, like a Cavalier quest or a side quest, and use Colossus, I'd probably do 1 fight with Apocalypse, with Cable, immediately make him a Horseman, and then I have, you know, the first stage benefits, Professor X, plus 25% special attack instead of 100%. On normal day-to-day health pools, you don't even need this synergy. Plus 18% poison resistance. That's more than enough to get through a casual quest and run suicides. So this is the team I would probably go with. I think it'd be pretty decent. Depending on who else is there, I might even swap in Sabretooth, right? So I can use Omega a lot easier as well. I don't know, that's the thing, man. There's so much team building possibilities with the mutant class. And if you got the team, keep on building. So I am excited to see what mutant champ goes to rank 3 next. Ideally, it would be Strife, but unfortunately, I don't got him yet. But yeah, I have my eye on a 6-star Strife. I would love to take him to rank 3. It'd be great. But yeah, man, Colossus to rank 3 has been requested on this channel for a very long time. A very, very long time. A video like this. So I do hope that this video met those standards and hit the expectations people have been wanting for so long. I know he's a fan favorite character. Even if he's not my favorite, I know that he is a lot of people's favorites, and I wanted to at least try and do him justice by making some fun fights in this video, and I do hope you felt that way. All right, that's going to be it for this one. If you enjoyed it, drop your boy a big ol' like. Comment what you think about rank 3 Colossus. Finally, in the comment section below, I finally did it. I've succumbed to the peer pressure. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos just like this coming to you in the future, and I'll be seeing you around.